Lost in America from 1985 is an Albert Brooks movie. Anyone that's not familiar with him, he is Super Dave Osborne's brother. And yeah, Albert Brooks is best known for doing broadcast news. That's his best known film, like live action thing. But he's probably best known in general for providing the voice of Marlin in Finding Nemo and Finding Dory. But his best film in general, Lost in America, easily. Okay, maybe not easily because Broadcast News was a really good film, but yeah, this movie is a corporate yuppie satire, and it is one of 1985's best films. See, in 1985, there was four great comedies. There was The Goonies, Martin Scorsese's underrated After Hours, Lost in America, and Back to the Future, with the most underrated being Lost in America. Yeah, this movie is it's hilarious, just through and through. It's also very relatable, and the fact that there is a lot of truth to everything and relatability is what makes it resonate so long with everyone. And ultimately, because it's so relatable, people are going to love it more than if it wasn't. So, what's the movie about? Albert Brooks and Julia Haggerty are a married yuppie couple, the Howards, David and Linda. Linda has a good job, but David is an ad man who is in line for a promotion. He's got a few other promotions, but he's so certain that this one is going to be the best one, like the very best one. So, and he's also really certain that he's going to end up getting it. The scene where he is set to get his promotion turns out that, okay, spoiler alert. Turns out that he's not going to get the promotion. He's just going to get a transfer to New York on a different deal. That whole 5 minutes of him thinking that he's going to get the promotion, realizing he's not going to get the promotion, and then getting fired because he stands up for himself. Genius. Just genius. We can all relate to David's things. He's been at the company for 8 years, and the guy that gets the promotion instead of him has been there like not even 2 years. And there David is busting his butt, and he gets nothing in return to it. We can all relate to that. The people that have been there, have been at jobs not very long and don't do anything, all reap the rewards, and the people that do work their butts off and have been there longer get nothing. We can all relate to that. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the Simpsons episode Homer's Enemy with Frank Grimes. So yeah, after David gets let go from his job, he talks Linda into quitting her job and selling their house. Well, the house has already been sold. Putting all the money that they've got into a motorhome and just cruise all around America for the rest of their lives. They have a good nest egg, so why not? They're gonna set out like Easy Rider. Now, this may sound kind of crazy, right? But I personally didn't care for Easy Rider. I love Jack Nicholson and Dennis Hopper and Peter Fonda. I love old movies, but Easy Rider was one that never really did anything for me. Lost in America did. So yeah, they're in Los Angeles, and they decided that their first destination will be Las Vegas. Now, Linda has been cooped up in her society restrictions for so long that when they're at the Desert Inn, she just she gambles away their entire nest egg, and yeah, it's just wild the way that all happens. So now both David and Linda are broke, and yeah, we get a little bit of marital problems that happen, and that's also very well done. So yeah, now that David and Linda both don't, now that they don't have any money, they decide to just see where they can end up and get jobs. And David even thinks about crawling back to his old job, go to New York, where his new thing will be, and yeah, just to lay low. And even though he hates that assignment, he knows that he's not. He knows that he's more than capable of doing something else. He knows that that assignment is below him. Maybe he should go back to it. You never know. Yeah, this movie is it's so funny and relatable, as I said, and it's freakishly hilarious. Especially, okay, there are two great scenes in this film. Both are about 5 minutes long, maybe a little bit more. The first one, as I said, is when David thinks that he's getting his promotion, but then he ends up getting fired. And the second one is when he talks to the Desert Inn owner, who's played by Gary Marshall. He talks to him, tries to talk him into getting their money back that Linda gambled. Those two scenes alone are just so good. But everything else in this film is surprisingly good and touching, and and lyrical itself too. Like they wind up in Idaho or Iowa. I don't know. I'm not good with or maybe it's even Arizona. I'm not good with American geography. Yeah, they decide to get jobs, and David gets a job as a crossing guard at a school, and yeah, this movie is just so enjoyable, and you might even see, like, especially to the old people and the yuppies out there, you might even see yourself in a little bit of David and Linda. Either way, this movie is so good. It's one of what's one of my favorite comedies, actually. Okay, maybe it's not top 10 or top 20, but if I had made a list of all of my favorite comedies, this would definitely make the list. To the point where I am going to give this movie 4 stars.